Hello everybody, my name is Connor and I am here with Purple Luffy versus Doflamingo. Doflamingo, turn 1, nothing happened. Luffy, turn 2, nothing happened. But now we can get into the game. I do want to say, sorry you guys can't see my Dawn. I was still trying to figure out this set here, and I think I still am. So he ends up swinging to the 7 blind, flipping into the Perona. We end up taking that, going down to 4 life, and we are at 4 Dawn. But my Purple Luffy feeling is ramp quick. So we are going to be at 3 life already, 5 Dawn. We're going to go ahead and swing 6, seeing what we can do. Hopefully getting a life out of hand, but out of hand. We're going to get a card out of hand there, which is almost as good as getting a life out of hand, I guess. We're going to tap 4 for the Zoro Juro, searching the top 5 for a Straw Hat card. And we are going to take one of those Gum Gums, I know it. The choice is between a Gum Gum and a Sanji, and I think bottom decking 2 Gum Gums is not the play. Gum Gum Giant is just too good. And we are going to go ahead and pass the turn. That Perona finally seeing the board, sorting the top 5 so that they can prepare their Doflamingo flip there. Trying to decide if they want to put it at the top and the bottom of the deck. I feel like it's always a bad sign when Doflamingo wants to put the Perona sorting at the top or at the bottom of the deck. Excuse me. It's a bad sign for me when he puts it at the top, and he does. So with the remaining Dawn, he is gonna go big into life there. What is that? 5, 6, 7, 8 into life, putting down the Weevil and drawing a card, and I go ahead and give 3 cards to counter out of that. Not sure how I feel about that, honestly. I think that my process there was I don't want to be down to 2 life already, and I agree with that statement. But yeah, that hurts to give 3 cards out of hand here. So it looks like we are gonna swing 6 into the Weevil there. Gonna try and get a card out of hand. We do get the Law out of hand, another 6 into the Weevil, and I think, if I had to guess, I think I'm going to play down Eustace Kid, and yep, Eustace Kid, and leave 1 up for Giant, passing turn. Giant, of course, I don't want to use Giant this early. That is so early to be going backwards on Dawn, but I also am dealing with a lot of aggression from the Doflamingo, and I haven't seen a 9-mom, which is kind of annoying. Definitely feeling like I am on the back foot here. He's going to swing 6, and we'll take him. We draw into Usohachi. I am happy to see it. The Doflamingo top decks are flips into the Gecko. They're drawing back. I believe that was the Law. I'm going to give them 2 cards there, 3k to get out of that 7, and then the Jinbei into the Boa. And yeah, my opponent goes ahead, throws the Dawn on there, realizing they should have done that after. And I'm just happy I lived this turn. I have to start clearing board. I have to just try and stay alive at this point. But we are going to be at 9 Dawn, and we do have Eustace Kid on the board. I feel like Kid is so good in this deck, but it is hard to find the right time to put down Eustace Kid. It is tough. So we're gonna leader ability go up to 10 Dawn, taking our life down to 1, which is pretty risky, but you know, I'm going crazy. So we're gonna get the Dawn back with Kid there, and we are gonna go ahead and trash the Zoro Juro to heal up, and I'm gonna put the Boa blocker at the bottom of life. I think Boa blocker is the best thing you can put at the bottom of life, because now his board is vulnerable, and you know that's a brick coming to hand. So we swing 6 into the Weevil, and he ends up countering, and we swing 6 into Gecko, and he goes ahead and counters that. We're back at 2 life. We've got a big body on board, something that's going to be hard for him to deal with, and we have a Dawn up for Giant. So I personally don't mind taking my life if I heal, or if I am going to play 9-mom, since it's a net neutral, I guess, because yeah, I'm at 2 life, I take my life, ramp, play 9-mom, heal. So I really like doing that play myself. I can definitely see It's a little risky sometimes, but I think in a situation like this, it is worth it, because if I feel pretty comfortable at surviving this turn, and he actually goes ahead and plays pudding. So his thought process here, we talked about it after game, was I clearly have giant in my hand. He knows I have giant in my hand. I searched it. He wants to get rid of giant. Granted, I was at about 4 to 5 cards, so it's not the biggest pudding, but he's hoping that I do not draw into giant. And yep, he's going to go ahead, cut my deck, and we are going to get 5 new cards. And honestly, I feel like this pudding I loved the thought, but I feel like set me up pretty well. I had more counter in my hand. I had giant. I had Luffy Taro. So feeling pretty good still about that. So the 6 is going to come out, and I'm going to give him the Uso Hachi. 7, I will go ahead and take. We get the Trafalgar Law Searcher, and the 7 from Leader ability to play Boa, or excuse me, 6 from lead, is that right? No, 7 from lead. Playing 8 there and sorting the top 3 of his of his deck. So at this point, I have a couple of options, and I think I am just going to Gum Giant. I think that's the smartest play. And we are going to trash the Law to draw 2 cards, and we get the Zoro Juro there, or the Sangoro, excuse me. So we are going to be sitting pretty good, especially if we feel comfortable getting the Luffy Taro, a Sangoro on the board. That's going to be able to draw us more cards, and we'll be sitting pretty, I think, right there. So we're going to separate our Dawn just to visualize what we need to do. And yeah, I think we are going to go ahead and swing 6, I think, into the Jinbei there, if I'm not mistaken. Either Jinbei or Weevil. I have been trying to be more direct about where I'm swinging. Yep, the Jinbei. And he does have a Boa blocker on the field as she came in rested. And I'm definitely thinking about swinging into her, but I do swing into the Weevil. Finally get that monster off the board. So my opponent is at 5-6 life at this point. And he does take, so I decided to swing into life. Just trying to get something done here. We are going to play Luffy Taro minus that Dawn. Get it back with Kid into Onami. I think that's a great play. Better than Sangoro, if you ask me. And we still leave 1 up for the Giant. And now we have 2 blockers on field. We have 2 up for Giant, and we've done a good job of clearing his board. And I feel like, unlike the Shanks matchup, I feel like this game has to be played. You almost have to play it slow. I feel like Doflamingo is trying to go really fast, and we have to slow it down and kind of... I feel comfortable managing their board for the most part on Purple Luffy, just because a lot of my bodies are larger than theirs by a significant amount. But my opponent is going to go ahead and play down Teach, and I personally love to see Doflamingos play down Teach. I think it helps keep their hand size so small. So, yep, he is going to go ahead, put a card on top, and leave that there. Looking through the rest of his hand, trying to decide what else he can do. He does have a lot of Dawn up, which is scary. I think I'm not sure if he's running Gravity Blade, but if he had Gravity Blade, God, that would hurt. So he's going to bounce the Nami back to my hand with the Law, which is kind of a pain in the ass. That Law is very annoying. He bounced Pudding back to his hand, so I can expect most likely another Pudding coming my way, especially if I keep leaving Dawn up. I think Gum Giant is just way too good, so much of a threat. So he's gonna play out the Weevil, swinging a lot. I can't do that math into life, and I'm gonna take it for get another Luffy Taro. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, I think. And we go ahead and take it. We're gonna draw for turn, get the Robin, and at this point, I think I need to play down another 9 Mom. Just to heal myself. Yeah, because my hand is looking okay. It's looking big though, and I think that I can play 9 Mom, put another Boa on the bottom of his life, and potentially do some work. So we are going to throw our Zoro and then swing 7 into, I believe, the Weevil there, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, we swing a 7 into life. Okay. Just trying to clean up life a little bit, get him lower, because he was sitting at quite a bit of life there, while I am only sitting at 0. So we swing the Luffy into the Weevil, just trying to secure that he is gone. We're going to tap 9 for the 9-Mom. We're going to put Boa in the bottom of his life. Minus the Dawn, get it back active. Trashing a Luffy Taro at this point in the game is more useful to have the guards with counter in my hand. We're going to swing another 9 into life. And we're going to see if he ends up getting a trigger. At 4 life now. So he is going to go ahead and hold that. And I'm debating on if I want to swing 5, if I can get a card out of hand. And I think I can get a card out of hand just because my board is looking pretty massive and pretty scary. Thankfully, he doesn't really have too much that he can swing with. But he is going to go ahead and take that hit. So he's down to 3 life now, which is great considering I think he was at 6 for a good amount of this game. And I'm thinking with the board we are in a really good position. We also have a Rush Sanji still. Yeah, we have a Rush Sanji in our hand. So if we can keep Rush Sanji in our hand, we're going to be sitting good. But of course, the pudding comes down. Speaking of keeping Rush Sanji, we end up getting pudding, which honestly, I did leave the Dawn up, kind of hoping for a Gum Gum Giant. And I think that the threat of Gum Gum Giant did make him want to pudding my hand, trying to get rid of Giant. It's just Giant wins games. Giant is so stupid good. And yeah, that hand is awful. So now we have very much no Giant and very little counter, but we do have the 9 cost Luffy. So I'm thinking if I can live this turn, I think we can do okay, which I can. At this point in the game, I'm fine letting my Eustace Kid blocker go. I really wanted him on board so that I could get that Dawn back after playing Lin Lin, and he did his job. He's going to swing really aggressively, get the Jinbei Weevil off. I think he put the Jinbei up there with Teach, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, and I just go ahead and block with that, knowing that I should be able to just take this hit. And we get Giant, dude. We just never miss. But at this point, with no blockers on the field, he does have a decent amount of cards in hand, but I'm feeling pretty confident that I can get game with the 2 9-Moms, the Luffy Taro, and the 9, potentially even the 9 Luffy in my hand. I think it kind of just depends on what I see from him and if he can counter out. Because at this point, I think I need to go for game. It is tough to decide, but we're gonna go ahead, poke 6, get a 2K. We're gonna go ahead, poke another 5, get a 1K. And at this point, I'm feeling pretty nervous. All of these have to hit. We go 9 hits, 8. The 8. He's thinking about it. He is thinking about it. And Vi is very nervous. He does end up taking the Boa, so I know that's 1 more brick in hand. And I think I'm going to go 9. He ends up taking. I end up tapping 9, playing the Rush Luffy, minusing a Dawn, drawing a card, and going 11 for game. And he is unable to counter out. Pretty rough hand there, honestly. But yeah, here I'm showing him, like, that second pudding was crazy. It was exactly, what is that, 4 bricks, 5 bricks? That's a lot of bricks, but we are able to get it, just dropping those big bodies. And I mean, with going for lethal, like, we did get pretty lucky there that he was just so bricked up. That was 3 boas. We put 2 of them in his life. 3 boas, 2 perfume femurs, and a 2Ks. So I don't think that there was a point where he really could have countered out of that lethal attack. But honestly, like, really well played to my buddy there. Always pretty fun to play in most games, except Union Arena, because he is really fucking good, and I am not. So, but yeah, honestly, I love Purple Luffy. Such a fun deck, and Gum Gum Giant is so stupid and so broken. But yeah, we've got a couple more Purple Luffy's games. I think one more after this, and then we should be on Shanks, and then some Red Purple Kid. I know I brought him to locals because I'm a madman, but yeah, that is going to do it for me, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys like this video, hit that like button down below. It helps me out more than you can ever know. Go ahead and subscribe if you are new, and I will see you guys in the next video. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day.